My name is Jatin Talreja, but you can call me Jay so you don't twist your tongue. I'm the CEO and founder of Viaanix. I have another founder with me, Dali, sitting there. And today we are trying to do an effort to launch a new solution called ArgusIQ. So primarily, what we do with IoT system is, let's explain what are the IoT ecosystem problems today. And I think some of the partners I have here are going to relate to that. So first problem is sensor manufacturers, right? So we see a lot of people here having sensors. They make hardware, and they make on various technologies, right? Somebody has Bluetooth, LoRaWAN, satellite, cellular, LTE, private LTE, and all that stuff. But there is no ecosystem connected with that. So building cloud platforms is expensive for every single sensor, every single vertical, and how do you bring it together? There is no easy way to monetize the recurring revenue behind the hardware sales. Difficulty to ensure plug-and-play solution for people to actually make things work. Lack of visibility. And then we're also talking about support for overheads to install the sensor, how it works, and then talk to the warranty people and how the whole cycle works. So that's one problem for the sensor manufacturers. Second problem is with the value-added resellers or master distributors, where we call them disconnected stakeholders or disjointed value, right? So when there's a reseller or value-added reseller, which most of you guys might have, they struggle to offer end-to-end solutions. They can only offer you, okay, these are the only 4 solutions in my backyard, and this is the only 4 things I can sell you. The end customers wants to monitor 6 things, right? So now there's a partial solution they can develop, and then it doesn't go to a fruitation. Need to manually integrate the devices, apps, and support the workflows. There is no shared platform for monitoring or controlling devices. All of them also miss out on SaaS revenue recurring as well, because most of the value-added resellers are now to a point where they just mark up the hardware and sell the hardware, and there is no recurring revenue model for them, right? And also, they cannot scale effectively into individual verticals, right? To even go to an end customer and explain what a specific product does, that has been the hardest in the IoT to sell, because IoT cannot be sold on like a one-page sales sheet solution, right? It's too big to be on just one page. What do you do, right? I'm sure if some of you are new to IoT or experienced people, you can go around, and I think every single booth here is going to say, we do end-to-end IoT. There's nobody here who doesn't do end-to-end IoT today, right? But how far does that go, and how much they fell short, correct? That's what we're going to talk about. The third problem is the end customer. They have too many platforms, not enough simplicity to monitor stuff, right? They want to monitor all the devices in one place, not on 5 different dashboards, right? Think of a smart city solution, right? They may have a fleet separately. They may have a water tank separately. They may have a SCADA system separately. They may have their access control separately. They may be doing traffic lights on a separate platform, right? Who brings it all together? Very less people, or the solution is very expensive, where only cities who have more than 500,000 people living in it, they can only afford it, and the smaller cities cannot afford it. Real-time alerts, automation, insights, not just the raw data, right? Requiring support from the partner, not just the product, right? How to implement IoT? How will this make sense? What data can we get out of it which can be useful, right? How can we collect that data enough, then we can plug it into an AI engine or a machine learning engine where it can do predictive maintenance, right? So end customer doesn't know all of that, right? So we have to provide them that. And then also they need solutions that are scalable and cost effective. So looking at these 3 problems in mind, and then just giving a small background about Viaanix in a way where we've been around for about 12 years in the company, and then previous also did a lot of IoT. We do 2 things very good. We do IoT enablement for enterprises, which are large, you know. So some of the examples for our customers would be General Dynamics, United Rentals, right? Those are very large giants, and we are doing a whole digital transformation for them for all their factories, from indoor tracking, outdoor tracking, for their monitoring, their ERP systems, the whole IoT ecosystem. We take it to them and then do that, But those are the large customers. They can afford to create a budget of a few $1 million and go deploy that, right? What about small to medium factories who don't have that kind of a budget, but they do want to move to the digital transformation stage, and how to monitor those things and how to bring it together at a lower cost, right? So that is where we came up and we built ArgusIQ. So what is ArgusIQ? So ArgusIQ is an off-the-shelf, no-code IoT SaaS platform. We're going to build it on VX Olympus infrastructure. VX Olympus is our IoT platform for enterprise companies, and we're building ArgusIQ based on that platform, which is proven already in the large enterprise industry today. We're designing it for sensor monitoring, asset tracking, and also controlling the devices as well. So in whole IoT, when we talk about what do we do in IoT, correct? If you don't talk about specific verticals, but at the end of the day, we are pretty much doing three things: monitoring, tracking, and controlling in bidirectional data. It doesn't matter what solution it is, right? But those are the three things we are doing: monitoring, controlling, and tracking. It doesn't matter what your vertical is or what your solution is. Those are the three things we're doing. ArgusIQ will not support just one wireless network. We will do LoRaWAN, Bluetooth, cellular, satellite, private LTE, whatever sensors we can integrate into it, we will integrate into it. So this way, end customer does not have a restriction of saying, oh, can we use this sensor or can we use that sensor in the infrastructure? We're trying to bring all of that together in one place. ArgusIQ platform will have a mobile app, it will have a cloud dashboard, and it will also have a cumulative online marketplace. Not just sensors designed by Viaanix, but also sensors which our partner ecosystem will bring in. So we will have hundreds of sensors to choose from and devices to choose from to execute a certain strategy for doing something. So how did we come up with the name ArgusIQ? So we thought about it a lot, and we found that there's a Greek mythology person called Argus Panoptis, and he's supposed to be the god of surveillance and vigilance and has 100 eyes on him, and he was always awake. And that's where the Argus inspiration comes from. And that's how the name ArgusIQ we came up with, where this would be your servant to monitor all your assets, to see all your assets, and to give you good information on what your assets are doing at all times. So ArgusIQ mission is, we want to unify the IoT ecosystem under one plug-and-play platform, right? Now, when we talk about the world, where is the world on IoT? I think US is way far behind in IoT deployment today. I think we have only scratched 1% or 2% of IoT in any industry out there today. Everything is open market. I honestly don't consider anybody as a competition today. I think everybody should be a partner because we are only at 2% IoT, right? There is really no IoT deployed when we go out to the factories or we go out to the cities, right? Everybody talks about, okay, we have 5G network here, right? But does that 5G, people are delivering food with a robotic drone in a peach tree near Atlanta, right? But is that a smart city? Just by the 5G, right? Where you cannot protect your pedestrians to cross the road, right? So how does that all fit in? Simplify the deployment of sensors and monitoring systems for end users. So what we are trying to do here is, we want the end users to get the sensor, scan the QR code, and the sensor works. That's what we're trying to do with the ArgusIQ platform. We're not trying to go, now you have to do this, now you have to contact support, now you have to activate a device, or now you have to do this configuration, right? We literally want scan and go. That's the concept of ArgusIQ. We want to enable seamless integration of sensors from multiple vendors. So whoever makes a sensor, they are able to integrate into ArgusIQ, right? And we can make that sensor work, and we will create independent dashboard, device onboarding, data visualization, reporting, alerting for every sensor type who we integrate with, right? Those sensors will basically be called ArgusIQ certified or ArgusIQ pre-tested, and they will be shown as enabled with ArgusIQ ecosystem. So at the end, we want to create a robust partner ecosystem because we don't think that we can go solve all IoT problems just by one person. I think All the IoT people have to come together, show a united front to solve enterprise problems in a large, scalable way. So manufacturers can list their sensors and devices through ArgusIQ Marketplace, which are pre-integrated. Distributors can onboard their own customers, manage deployments, and share in recurring revenue. Also, system integrators can bundle ArgusIQ with service contracts for rapid rollout across industries. We will continuously to expand ArgusIQ in multiple different use cases like smart city, manufacturing, agriculture, retail, healthcare, and we will build individual verticals for that, right? We already have a lot of stuff on there, but as the use cases are going to keep coming, we're going to keep on growing those ecosystems and keep making it bigger and bigger within those dashboards. So in ArgusIQ ecosystem, we basically have 4 people connected to it. The whole ArgusIQ core platform will work with sensor partners. As the sensor partners are selling their sensors, either through our marketplace or directly to the end customer, right? As far as that particular device is integrated into ArgusIQ, they should be able to log on to our platform and configure the device before it even reaches the end customer. Second is distributors and value-added resellers. They will have access to the platform where they can manage their own customers, their sensors, and provide Tier 1 support if they want to provide a Tier 1 support as well. Viaanix will provide the ArgusIQ platform, the whole support as well, the whole learning engine as well. The billing platform also is integrated into the ArgusIQ for recurring billing for the end customer as well, and the whole deployment engine as well. We will have a Tier 1 support available at all times for this ArgusIQ as well to the end customers to how to onboard a custom sensor, how to configure it if there is a configuration required. So it will basically direct one-to-one relationship where the customer can get answers quickly and immediately without going through a bunch of hoops, bunch of tickets, and bunch of issues. And then you have end customers. So we really want to provide a very seamless way for end customers to deploy the sensors, the devices, the gateways, and do what they actually need to do, right? Without major IT intervention. And internally, normally from small to medium-sized manufacturers, there are about 1 to 10 IT folks which do not have time to create a whole IoT ecosystem and understand what it is, right? But they will be capable enough with minimum time, they will be able to deploy this and start monitoring things to however they want to for their several departments. Why is Viaanix uniquely positioned to deliver ArgusIQ? It's an important piece. So one thing to understand is that we are not just a software and a platform company. We actually design a lot of devices and sensors and manufacture a lot of devices and sensors on various wireless technologies. So understanding that, how a device works, how an IoT database works, how do we send the data bidirectionally to the device and from the device, right, is important to make an IoT platform, right? If we are just a software company and we just make a platform with a database and it does something, then it's not an IoT platform because the person doesn't understand what the hardware does, right? One thing we will make very clear by listing every sensor in there is what are the true capabilities of the sensor, right? I mean, how many times have you seen somebody's website saying, hey, this is my device and the battery lasts 10 years and it never does, right? So we don't want to give true false statements on our site, right? So that is a part where we do pre-qualify a sensor, pre-test a sensor, right? And we will tell you, hey, this sensor battery is 2 years. That's what you can hope for. It is not 10 years, right? How hard it is to find today, hey, is this sensor TAA compliant to be sold to federal government? A lot of times you cannot even find what is the country of origin of a particular device. Hey, where was it made in, correct? We will list that on every sensor. Where is it made at, right? So you can choose to buy it from there or not to use it from there, right? These are the important facts which are hidden from a regular data sheet from all these sensor people. We're going to bring in the front page, say, hey, this is what it is, and this is what you're buying, and this is what the support looks like, and this is what the warranty looks like, right? So we'll be very clear on that. We have very deep expertise in hardware, battery optimization, firmware, wireless connectivities. We have designed so many devices on Bluetooth, LoRaWAN, cellular, LTE, satellite, so we kind of understand what is what, in a way, correct? So when we are working with sensors, we also don't want to overload our site saying, like say, for example, temperature sensor, right? I don't want to list a million temperature sensors out there. I want to list 3 temperature sensors, right? For you to choose, hey, these are the 3 pre-certified, they work good, this is what it is, so you can trust this sensor to buy, in a way. We have full stack experience from device to data to cloud, right? That's what the whole company does, right? We have in-house, under the roof, hardware engineers, hardware designers, firmware makers, cloud developers, platform developers, they're all in-house. We do not have any outsourcing company where we outsource any development. Everything is done in-house. And our 90% of the source of engineers is in USA, in Wichita, Kansas, and around. When customers talk to us, we understand their problem, and then we advise them what is best for their environment, right? So one thing is we are not biased in a way where, hey, you need to buy a LoRaWAN thing, or you need to buy a satellite thing, or you need to buy this sensor, correct? Because we have an arsenal of sensors and wireless technologies, and we are not locked into a specific thing, we can advise the end customer exactly what will be the best particular solution for their environment instead of selling something, right? So for example, I don't know if one of you guys are those or not, let's say a cellular person, right? T-Mobile guy, right? He is not going to sell a Bluetooth or LoRaWAN solution. He's always going to go like, buy my SIM cards, buy my SIM cards, buy my SIM cards. Maybe that is not the true proper solution, but he will probably try to sell that, right? Whereas Viaanix will come from is we will understand what the problem is, what the ecosystem is, and then we can propose a solution and sensor, say this will work best in your environment. Last is we have a proven track record to support enterprise clients. Today, we have been supporting about 5 years now to companies like General Dynamics, United Rentals. Today, we are tracking a toilet paper at an airport to a nuclear missile for the Navy and everything in the middle. So you can kind of figure out what all things we do in the middle. So every sensor at the end is going to have its own individual dashboard state and an app state, right? So this is just one simple example of a vibration sensor to what it does. Am I missing some slides? I don't know. So this is like a vibration sensor where we're saying, okay, XYZ is going to report like that. You have your app as well, so you have a real-time monitoring to what's going on for a particular sensor and things like that. This is a simple temperature and humidity sensor to where it's going, where it's not going, and things like that. You have telemetry data available on cloud and everything like that. This is a fleet tracking dashboard. We actually had one of our guys drive from Kansas to San Jose just before this show just to get this slide up and running for tracking them, how they came here. So you can see when they drove, when they slept at a hotel, when they woke up and all that stuff, right? So we're trying to bring all the solutions together, right? We're not a very simple just monitoring temperature or monitoring, you know, small things, right? We're trying to bring all enterprise use cases together at one place. Alarms is another big feature. What we have in here is where you can create your own alarms for every single sensor, however you like to, where you can actually select, okay, I want to select my temperature is greater than X value, then text me, call me, alert me, whatever you need to do, correct? So this will be available for every single telemetry point which comes in, right? So you can do it for vibration sensor. Hey, if my x-axis overall peak acceleration goes above 3.2, right? Then alert me because maybe that is something alerting you saying, oh, your bearing is going bad, correct? So vibration has increased, right? So this is the beginning of your predictive maintenance. Hey, now you can send a guy to go look at it to see what it's doing, what it's not doing, and stuff like that, right? So today's use cases already on ArgusIQ is we have indoor-outdoor tracking already established in there for manufacturing or for retail spaces or for large airports or plants. So we can do indoor-outdoor tracking from small tools to large equipment with variety of asset trackers, devices, infrastructure. And so indoor tracking is big. Fleet management. We have just introduced SCADA system as well on our platform. So we are doing oil and gas SCADA systems as well. Or we also did 3 water plants for SCADA systems. So the whole water treatment plants got 3 new SCADA systems from us on ArgusIQ. That's going on. We do machine monitoring with vibration monitoring, temperature monitoring, or we have devices which will connect to the PLC for the machine and extract all the data from the Modbus or RTU of the machine and get all that data for all the monitoring as well. Coolant monitoring is one of the new things we have built where we can do a real-time coolant monitoring with the bricks level to say how the coolant is doing in a manufacturing plant. Tank monitoring, In smart cities, we are doing utility monitoring. Today, we're doing gas monitoring, electric monitoring, and water metering as well, which includes the whole platform billing and the end user platform as well through ArgusIQ. Today, we have 100+ different varieties of sensors already integrated into the system for various things today. And then we also have a remote terminal unit, which is more software defined. It is more of a multiple inputs. It has combination of 12 inputs. It is software defined, and you can basically make it do whatever you want it to do, right? It has 4 digital inputs, 4 digital outputs, 4 relay outputs, 4 to 20 milliamp inputs, 1 0 to 10 volt analog input. So whatever you're trying to monitor, we can plug systems into it, and it works pretty good as a remote terminal unit. Now, all of these use cases and sensors and devices and hardware, you are more than welcome to just go 2 booths down, Viaanix booth. They're all displayed there. All the sensors are there. If you guys have any questions, we have support people there to answer you guys, and they can answer that. What are we looking for today, and why are we doing this presentation today? Today we're doing a soft launch of ArgusIQ. We have a platform up and running today. We can start monitoring things with several sensors today. What we're saying is to distributors, vendors, resellers, and integrators are more than welcome to take a part in that ArgusIQ ecosystem and start becoming those resellers and partners, as we do want your feedback as well to how do we grow, how do we not grow, and how do we work together. We are also onboarding all sensor partners. So if you make a device, if you make a sensor, which is good for certain industries or whatever, you're more than welcome to onboard it, right? One good thing for the sensor partner also is that if the sensor partner onboards their device, they're also able to sell our platform to their customers directly also. So if the sensor guys don't have their own platform, they're able to resell this Argus to their customers, whoever they're selling the sensors to. So today is the day we are doing soft launch. We have started the onboarding process for the ecosystem. We will onboard a bunch of beta customers in the next 4 months who can start using the Argus and give us the feedback and start going. And our plan is to fully launch in February 2026 at IoT Evolution Expo in Florida, with all the sensors, all the partners, all the ecosystem people there with hands-on training and hands-on deployments and use cases in February.